They say enlightenment doesn't begin in grand temples or ancient scriptures, but in the quiet, vast stillness of your own mind. Yet, isn't it true that most of us spend our entire lives hearing wisdom, collecting quotes, and reading profound texts without ever truly understanding any of it? This story, a timeless lesson from the Buddha himself, reveals exactly why this happens. Imagine this: a monastery filled with the gentle hum of anticipation. Gautam Buddha is giving a discourse, and hundreds of people are sitting in complete silence, hanging on his every word. The air is thick with reverence. When the session finally ends, Buddha stands up with his disciple Ananda, and they wait patiently as the crowd begins to disperse, each person carrying a piece of the teaching with them. From the departing crowd, a woman approaches. She bows deeply before the Buddha, her eyes filled with a mixture of respect and confusion. She speaks softly, almost in a whisper. "Lord, I have a dance performance scheduled for today, but your words echo relentlessly in my heart. You said, 'Time is running out.' What did you truly mean by that?" Buddha looks at her, and a gentle, knowing smile spreads across his face. "Thank you," he says warmly. "You have just reminded me once again that every single moment is precious and should not be wasted." The woman bows again, her face now clear with understanding, and leaves. As they begin to walk through the monastery gardens, the ever-curious Ananda turns to his master. "Master," he asks, "I don't understand. Everyone heard the exact same words from you, yet they all seem to interpret them so differently." The woman thought about her performance. A scholar next to me was furiously scribbling notes on philosophy, and a merchant seemed worried about his business. Why is that? Buddha stops walking and gestures towards a small, still pond nearby. He looks up at the vast blue sky and then down at the water. "Ananda," he replies, "it is because each person hears not with their ears, but through the lens of their own mind. Think of this pond. When the water is pure and still, it reflects the moon perfectly in all its glory. But what happens if you stir the water and make it muddy?" Ananda thinks for a moment. "The reflection becomes distorted, Master, or it disappears completely." "Exactly," Buddha says. "The mind is just like that water. When it is pure, free from the mud of attachments and desires, the truth shines through with perfect clarity. But when it is clouded with anger, clouded with pride, or muddied by greed, that same truth becomes twisted and distorted. The reflection is broken." He continued, his voice calm and steady. "When I speak, some people hear my words and immediately think of rituals and offerings because their minds are occupied with religious duty. Others, like that scholar, hear my words and try to fit them into their complex logical frameworks because their minds are filled with intellectual pride. Some, like the merchant, hear a warning about worldly losses, but only a very, very few truly understand the essence of what is being said. And that is because only a few have taken the time to purify their minds." Buddha then turns to a small group of followers who had gathered nearby, drawn by his presence. He addresses them all. "If you wish to reach nirvana, if you truly seek enlightenment, don't just chase after teachings. Purify your mind first. Still the waters. Without that inner purity, even the most profound teaching will sound like empty noise. But with a clear and peaceful mind, a single word, a single moment of insight can be enough to open the door to liberation." In that very instant, as the sun cast long shadows across the garden, Ananda bowed deeply. He finally understood. The truth isn't found in the words themselves, but in the silence between them, the silence of a clear, receptive mind. There's a powerful saying from the Buddha, "Your mind is your greatest teacher and your greatest enemy." When it is pure and still, the entire world becomes a source of light and wisdom. But when it is restless and agitated, even the simplest truth feels heavy and burdensome. So today, I invite you to do more than just listen to wisdom. Take a moment to cleanse your own mind. Still the waters with acts of kindness, with the practice of forgiveness, and by cultivating love for yourself and others, because the purest, most perfect reflection of truth is always and only found in stillness. Thank you for joining me on Inspire Ignite, where we believe stories can light the path to peace and purpose. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more stories that nourish the soul. Until next time, be well.